Thank you.
All right. Thank you for the roadmap for today, if you will. Anything preliminary other than the filing, sir, and other than the topics we've discussed this morning?
Yeah, I'm still wondering when I'll get the copies back for the ICFs that I filed.
I can't answer that. I don't have those, sir. You'll have to reach out to Clerk of Court Monica Paz.
Well, what happened to them?
I don't know. They're not part of the record. So you'll
They
have to
should
take
be.
that up with her in make communication form and ask her for those. But I'm not going to address that any further on the record. All right, let's
should
bring
be.
the jury out.
Oh, it's kind of funny that they disappeared. No,
that
ICF
assumes
disappeared
a fact,
before.
not an evidence, sir. So
They haven't disappeared before. I've always got copies. What's the difference now?
All rise for the jury.
We need to make a record.
So I have to readdress her the same thing in order to get copies that I've always been getting since the beginning of you telling me to file ICF.
Sir, as a courtesy, if you want to make a list of whatever documents you believe you have not been provided copies with, I will, as a courtesy, instruct my clerk, Teresa. They're not going to be dates or timestamped other than what's in the file. They'll be from the electronic file, but you need to provide her with a list, and then I will do that as a courtesy to you. But I'm not required to do that. But as a courtesy, I will do that. And as far as any ICFs, if they weren't directed to me, then you will have to follow up with Clerk of Court Monica Paz. I don't have them. They're not part of the file.
Then why were you getting them before?
You'll have to ask her that.
I have to ask her why you were getting them before?
My understanding is they were forwarded to me, sir, but
So what happened to this one being forwarded to you?
Sir, I can't answer that. I can't answer what I don't know. So
It
the
seems
jury's
like
coming
you're trying
in.
to
We're
avoid
going to
it. That's
we're
what
going
it
to
seems
continue
like.
with the trial. So thank
Just
you.
like you've avoided subject matter jurisdiction. You haven't proven that on the record.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. And thank you for your patience this morning as the court addressed some legal issues with the parties. All right. If the state would, please call their next witness.
Thank you, Judge. The state calls Steve Schloman.
Good morning, Mr. Schloman. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is up one riser to my right. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. Just give me 1 second. All right, go ahead. If you would please state your first and last names for the record and then spell each.
Stephen Schloman, Steven Schlomann.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Schloman.
Morning.
Sir, what is your job title?
I'm the IT director at Waukesha School District.
And are you aware as to whether or not the school district maintains security cameras at the buildings on the school district property?
Yes, we do.
Overruled. It's foundational. The witness may answer.
I'm sorry.
Yes, we do.
Okay. And specifically, is there school district property located at the address of 222 Maple Street or Avenue in the city of Waukesha?
Yes.
Overruled. It's foundational. The state or the witness may answer. I believe you did, and your answer will stand. If there is an objection, sir, wait until I
Okay.
rule on it before you answer it. Thank you. Go ahead.
What building is that location, sir?
That is our district office.
And is there more than one security camera on that building?
Overruled. The witness may answer.
Yes.
How many are there, sir?
Overruled. The witness may answer.
I'm not exactly sure, but I believe there's about 8.
Okay. Directing your attention to the days following November 21 of 2021, were you contacted by the Waukesha Police Department for any reason?
Yes, I was.
For what reason?
They asked me to look at my external security camera footage to see if I saw anything unusual on it.
And that would be specific to the building at 222 Maple Avenue?
That's correct.
Overruled. The answer may stand.
I'm going to show you an item that's been marked as, well, let me ask you one other foundational question. Do your security cameras record the activity?
Yes, they are recorded on a digital video recording system.
And can be viewed later?
That's correct.
Okay. So when the police came to you in the days following November 21 of 21, did they ask you to check a certain day and time on the video recording for the building at 222 Maple?
Objection. Second.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
Yes, they asked me to look at Sunday. Well, this was Monday. When they contacted me, and they asked me to look at Sunday at approximately 4:30 p.m. in that range.
Okay. And did you do that, sir?
Yes, I did.
And did you view any video that you thought may be helpful to the police?
Yes.
Did you turn those recordings over to the police?
Yes, I did.
Had you changed or altered the content of the recording in any way?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
No, I have not edited it or changed it in any way.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you first an item that's been marked as Exhibit 157. And for the record, Your Honor, I'm just laying the foundation with these videos with this witness. I do not intend to display them at this time.
Will there be more than one?
With this witness has two,
And that would be Exhibit 157 and,
158.
all right, thank you, go ahead.
So is there an image on the screen in front of you, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you recognize what we're seeing there, sir?
Yes.
Could you please tell us what is shown on the front screen of Exhibit 157?
Objection, leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
This is the side of our Lindholm Administration Building at 222 Maple.
Okay. Do you need to see the like 5 or 10 seconds played, or are you confident that's what we're looking at here?
I'm confident that's what we're looking at.
All right. Do you believe the video contained in Exhibit 157 will be a true and accurate depiction of the events from this location on November 21 of 21?
Objection, speculative.
Do you want him to see the video first? Why don't you show him the video first?
Well, the video is 20 minutes long, Your Honor.
Oh, all right.
Or I'm sorry, 11 minutes long. But I think he's made the adequate foundation, Your Honor, that he's confident where this camera is and what it shows.
All right, with that, the objection's overruled, and I'll receive Exhibit 157.
Thank you. Now I'm going to display for the witness only Exhibit 158. Do you recognize what is shown in Exhibit 158?
Yes.
Please describe it.
Objection, leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
This is our rear parking lot at the Lindholm Administration Building.
At that same address?
222 Maple, yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Is this a second camera?
Objection, leading.
Correct.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
Correct. This is a second camera.
And does this appear to be one of the video clips that you also provided to the Waukesha Police upon their request?
Yes.
And for the record, again, Your Honor, this entire video is 11 minutes in duration. Based on the testimony of the witness, I do not intend to play any of it at this time. but I would move to admit 158.
Objection. It's not intended to play. What's the relevancy?
The objection is noted, it's overruled, and Exhibit 158 is received.
Thank you. I don't have any other questions, sir.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, sir. Do you have any questions for this witness?
Brief. Before today, sir, well, first of all, good morning.
Good morning.
Before today, had you seen these exhibits or videos, rather, 157 and 158?
I've seen this video when I collected it off our system.
And do you recall seeing the first one?
Yes, I do.
Do you recall when you saw those videos?
I saw those Monday morning when my detectives came and asked me to review video footage.
And do you recall the name of the detective that you reviewed the footage with?
I do not recall the name of the detective, no.
And after that, after initially viewing these videos, did you follow up with law enforcement after that?
Yes, I did.
And it would be fair to assume that that was strictly about the videos.
Correct.
And had you obtained any knowledge outside of what was shown in the videos?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Had you obtained any knowledge to why you were asked to provide those videos at that time?
No, I was just asked to look at my videos and see if I saw anything unusual, any unusual activity in the parking lot.
And do you recall being informed that it was a possibility that you would be testifying in this matter?
No, I did not know that.
Were you subpoenaed at any time?
Yes, I was.
And do you recall about how long ago you received that subpoena?
Several weeks ago.
So pretty recent, would be fair to say.
Yes, I would. Well, several weeks ago. I'm not sure if that's your definition of recent or not, but
Do you recall who served you the subpoena?
Objection relevant.
Grounds.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
the district attorney's office from Waukesha.
Do you recall if it was a specific district attorney?
I do not recall.
Do you recall if you were contacted by the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Vague.
Sustain this to the form of the question.
Do you recall having a conversation with the plaintiff?
Objection.
Grounds.
Misleading, legally inaccurate statement.
Grounds.
Sustain this to the form of the question.
Do you recall having a phone conversation with the plaintiff in this
Same
matter?
objection.
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Do you yourself recall reaching out to the plaintiff in this matter?
I'm not sure who the plaintiff is. Can you define that for me?
The plaintiff would be who's bringing the claim.
Your Honor, I object. Well, I realize there's no question at this point, but if he's going to ask the witness to answer his prior question, now that he's clarified this is irrelevant questioning.
We'll see what his question is first.
I asked it.
Please ask your question again so that I'm clear.
Have you yourself ever reached out to the plaintiff in this matter?
And my objection is it's vague and it's legally inaccurate.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Do you even know if there's a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection
Grounds.
argumentative.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Have you yourself filed any complaint in this matter?
Objection
Grounds.
irrelevant.
Overruled. The witness may answer. Sorry.
I have not, no.
Do you know of anyone who filed a claim in this matter?
Objection
Grounds.
irrelevant.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
I do not.
And do you recall when you submitted the videos to law enforcement?
I submitted them on Monday afternoon.
And do you recall what method you submitted it in?
The detectives came to my office and they viewed the video on my system directly, and then they asked me to put it on a flash drive. So I downloaded it on a flash drive, exported it to a flash drive, and then they took it.
No further questions?
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor, I'd ask Mr. Shlomo be excused.
All right. Thank you, sir. You may step down. And he is excused.
State will call Robert Stone.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Stone. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is up by me, to my right, up one riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. first thing I will have you do is to state your first and last names for the record and spell each.
First name is Robert, R-O-B-E-R-T. Last name Stone, S-T-O-N-E. 2 capital I's on this end because I'm the second.
Very good, thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Good morning, Mr. Stone.
Good morning.
Sir, on the date of November 21, 2021, where did you live?
I reside at 424 Dunbar Avenue in Waukesha.
Do you have any security cameras at your home, sir?
I do.
And do the security cameras have a way to record or save events that are captured on the camera?
They do.
Objection leading.
Overruled foundational, the witness may answer. And just so you know, sir, if there is an objection, wait to answer the question until I rule on the objection. Thank you. Go ahead.
To your knowledge, sir, was your security camera system operational on November 21 of 2021?
Objection
Yes.
speculative.
Overruled, the witness may answer, and he did his answer.
Was there a time where you turned over video from that security system to Waukesha Police sometime around November 21 of 2021?
Objection leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
Yes.
What kind of security camera do you have, sir?
Objection leading.
Overruled, you may answer, sir.
It's just a generic NVR system.
Okay. And police came to your house? Is that right?
They did.
Okay. What did you give them?
They came to my house, and my mother-in-law had answered, and they had asked about the security cameras, and she told them that it was her son-in-law's. And then I retrieved the footage and turned it into the police department.
Before you turned it into the officers, did you alter the content of the video in any way, sir?
Objection
Absolutely not.
speculative.
Overruled, please wait, sir. Overruled, the witness may answer.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to have Exhibit 155 displayed on the screen in front of you, sir. And this clip is 40 seconds long, so I'm going to play it for the witness only, in full, at regular speed.
Go ahead.
That's not regular speed, Your Honor.
Please wait for cross. We'll have the state question the witness about that, though.
All right, if you could start it at the 00 again, just put up that. Sir, did you see that 40-second clip that was just displayed?
I did.
Do you believe that's a true and accurate capture of the events at your residence on November 21 of 21?
Objection speculative.
Overruled, you may answer.
It is.
I noticed in the upper right-hand corner of the video there appears to be a date and time stamp. Do you see that?
Objection relevancy.
Do you
Well,
believe?
hold on. Overruled, the witness may answer.
Yes.
Do you believe that date and time stamp was accurate?
It is, but it's off by the daylight savings time.
Okay.
So
So it reads. What does it read
it's currently reading 4:59.
for the time of day?
Correct.
AM or PM?
PM.
Okay. What do you recall the real day and time to be?
Objection leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
Would have been an hour earlier.
Okay. And do you recognize the scene that's shown here, sir?
Yes.
What are we seeing here?
My garage and my vehicles and my backyard.
All right. Move to admit 155, Your Honor.
Objection relevancy.
Overruled, the objection is noted, but Exhibit 155 is received. And I'm
No.
sorry, did you ask to publish?
No.
Okay, thank
No
you.
further questions at this time, Your Honor.
All right.
Very well. Sir, if you do have any questions for this witness,
Yes.
go ahead.
Good morning, Mr. Stone. Before today, had you viewed that footage before today?
Yes.
And do you recall seeing anything unusual?
Not sure I understand the question.
Do you recall seeing anything unusual
Do you mean in the footage or
in the
as-
footage?
Go ahead and answer with that understanding.
I guess not. No.
So, if you don't recall seeing anything unusual in the footage, what would be the purpose to turn it into law enforcement
Objection.
grounds?
It's argumentative and a misstatement, Your
Grounds.
Honor.
The way it's phrased, I believe it calls for speculation on the part of the witness, as well as the other reasons indicated by the state. So I'll sustain it as to the form of the question.
Why did you turn the video footage into law enforcement?
I was asked to go through my camera footage.
Even though you hadn't saw anything unusual?
Sure, correct.
And you stated that the time was off because of daylight savings time,
Correct.
and so it would have been an hour earlier than what was being shown.
I believe so, yes, correct.
Can you state where that particular camera is positioned on your residence?
It's on the back of my home, facing my garage.
Do you recall what law enforcement agency you turned that footage in to?
Was the Waukesha Police Department.
Do you recall what officer you spoke with when you turned in the video footage?
I do not.
You stated that you saw the footage before today. Any idea exactly what we were looking at?
Recorded footage of my backyard.
Pretty standard to any other footage from any other day?
Opening a business checking account shouldn't be harder than running your business. So why do most banks still make you go into a branch? With Live Oak Bank, you can open an account online in minutes. Small business checking, simplified.
I guess I don't understand that question.
Is it pretty much the same thing you would see any day if you viewed that footage?
It's recorded footage of my backyard.
Is it pretty much the same footage you would have saw if you viewed it every day?
Sure.
And do you recall if you were subpoenaed to testify in this matter?
Yes. Yeah, I received a letter.
Do you recall by whom?
Waukesha County was on the envelope. I don't remember the names on it.
Do you recall how long ago that was?
I do not.
Did you yourself at any time file a claim in this matter?
No.
Do you know of anyone who has filed a claim in this matter?
No.
Have you ever talked to the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Vague.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Have you yourself ever reached out to the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Vague.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Have you ever had any personal interaction with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Vague, argumentative, irrelevant.
Sustained.
Sustained for those reasons stated by.
Sustained as to the form of the question as well.
Are you sure if there's a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Argumentative, irrelevant.
Sustained for those reasons.
Were you at any time informed that there's a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant.
Sustained.
For the reasons stated by.
Sustained.
For the reasons stated
Yes.
by the state.
Also as to the form of the question.
Have you at any time seen anywhere or read anywhere that there's a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection,
Grounds.
Your Honor. Irrelevant.
Grounds.
Sustained. Also as to the form of the question.
No further questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor. I'd ask Mr. Stone be excused.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. And yes, he's excused.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You may call your next witness.
State calls Andrew Amerson.
What was the name again?
Andrew Amerson.
All right, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Amerson. If you would please make your way to my witness stand, which is to my right. Up one try, sir. When you get there, please remain standing, raise your right hand, and my clerk, Teresa, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. The first thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record, and then spell each.
Andrew Amerson, capital Andrew, capital Amerson.
Thank you. Go ahead, your witness.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Amerson.
Morning.
Sir, on November 21 of 2021, where did you live?
435 Dunbar?
Is that here in the city of Waukesha?
Yes.
And is that your home?
Yes.
Overruled is foundational. The witness may answer. If there is an objection, sir, I will need to rule on it first before you answer, so just wait until I do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you have any security cameras at your home, sir?
Yes, I do.
And did you back then in November of 21?
Objection leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer. It's foundational.
Yes.
To your knowledge, were they in working order on November 21 of 21?
Objection speculation.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
Yes.
Does your security camera have recording capability?
Objection leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer.
Yes.
And can the recordings be viewed at a later time?
Yes.
At some point close to November 21 of 2021, maybe a day or two later, were you contacted by the Waukesha Police Department?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
I was contacted on Monday and on Wednesday.
Okay. Why were the officers at your house, sir?
My cameras are evident from the street, so they were curious if they were in working order and if they could look at them.
Did you agree to that?
Absolutely.
And
Hello world, it's time to do some shopping. Let's all get comfy.
did they specifically obtain recordings related to the date of November 21 of 21?
Objection leading.
Overruled, the witness may answer. It's foundational.
Yes.
Did you ultimately provide a copy of those recordings to the officers?
Yes, on Wednesday.
How did you do that, sir?
I gave them the operating system after acquainting them with the monitor and how it all worked.
Okay.
And they were focused on a certain area to the west,
Okay.
and I showed them how to get a good view on that and welcome them to have it if they needed it.
Did they take it?
Yes.
Before you turned it over to them, sir, did you change the content of the recording in any way?
Objection
No.
leading.
Sorry.
And speculative.
Overruled as to both objections. The witness may answer.
Nothing was changed.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to look at the screen next to you. I'm going to put up Exhibit 156. This is a 9-second clip. Can you see that, sir?
I can.
All right, I'm going to play that clip for you at regular speed in its entirety.
Sorry, how many seconds is the clip?
9 seconds, Your Honor.
Can we make sure it's playing at regular speed?
Did you see that clip, sir?
Yes, I did.
Is that a portion of the recording that you turned over to the Waukesha Police Department?
Yeah, that's the camera that faces west.
Okay. Do you believe that exhibit, what we just showed you, that video, is a true and accurate representation of the events that evening near your home?
Yes.
And if you look on the screen, sir, do you see a date and time stamp for the video?
Yes.
Objection leading.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
What was the date and time stamp that the video was recorded, please?
November 21, 2021 at 4:46:41 p.m.
Thank you, sir. I move for admission of 156, Your Honor.
Objection. Relevancy.
Overruled. The exhibit 156 is received.
No further questions.
Thank you. You may be questioned by Mr. Brooks now. Go ahead, sir, if you have any questions.
Yes, I do. Good morning, Mr. Emerson. Would it be fair to say that you saw the video footage before today?
I saw it on the day of and the days following.
And what, if at anything, do you see on the video?
I see a man crossing the street, coming down from the properties across the street.
And you said a man. Would you say it's fair to say that from the video, this is a pretty good distance from where your camera was positioned?
That video image is a good distance. It's about 50 yards.
And you can tell from the video that you just watched today, you can tell the gender of the individual that you saw crossing the street, as you say?
Well, When I saw it originally, I had zoom. Okay, the feature of the camera zooms, so your image was real clear.
So the image was real clear when you had zoom. Any reason why this particular image doesn't have that feature?
They can do whatever they want.
Ground.
Objection.
Hold on, there's an objection.
Sorry.
Let me rule on it.
Beyond the scope of the witness's knowledge, Your Honor.
I'll overrule if you know the answer.
I don't know what decisions they made in choosing the display.
And was that all you saw in the video, or did you see anything else unusual, or something that may have caught your eye, or?
That's the only thing that I was focused on.
And do you recall what agency you was contacted by about the video footage?
Today is a day to celebrate, and celebrate by getting 40% off on your annual membership. Join the winning team as
The detectives that came to my home on Monday identified themselves and then told me that other detectives might show up on Wednesday, and other detectives did show up on Wednesday. I didn't write down their names.
Do you recall what agency they were from?
Police department.
Do you recall if they were Waukesha Police Department or some other jurisdiction?
I'm pretty sure they were Waukesha, but I didn't ask.
Did those detectives ever follow up with you after those initial dates from that Monday, I think you said, into Wednesday?
Never saw her again after Wednesday.
Did you yourself follow up with law enforcement after those 2 visits?
No.
And do you recall when you were subpoenaed to testify in this matter?
Late July, early August.
Do you recall by whom?
Waukesha County District Attorney's Office.
Do you recall whose name was on that subpoena?
I would have to take a look at it to recall it.
And once you received the subpoena, did you call the Waukesha District Attorney's Office to gather any information about the subpoena?
On a few days, getting close to October 3rd, I made a phone call to ask if I was going to be somebody that they needed on October 3rd, because I hadn't heard anything from them.
Do you recall who you spoke with at that time?
I believe the person that gave me the information that was helpful to me was Carrie Peterson.
It would be fair to say at that time you were notified that you possibly were needed to testify.
It was an unknown still at that point. Later, I received a text saying that I was on call as a witness.
Did you receive that text the same day that you called the district attorney's office, or sometime after?
It might have been the same day. It might have been the next day.
Did you yourself at any time file any claims in relation to this matter?
No.
Do you know of anyone who filed any claims in relation to this matter?
That's a privacy issue.
You may answer the question.
I know that my grandchildren received counseling, and I think that a Waukesha Community Fund might have helped cover some of that.
Do you recall the name of the fund?
No.
And to your knowledge, the fund that you speak of was strictly geared towards counseling?
I'm not privy to what it was geared toward.
So would it be fair to say that there was a financial interest attached to this incident?
Absolutely not.
And
There's a
did you
mental health interest.
And how's everybody doing now? Are they okay?
Objection irrelevant.
Grounds
Sustained.
for relevance?
Yes.
Have at any time you yourself had any personal interactions with the plaintiff in this matter?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained is to the form of the question.
Do you know if there is a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection
Grounds.
irrelevant.
Sustained.
Grounds for the sustain, Your Honor.
Not relevant.
Do you recall if the plaintiff in this matter reached out to you in any way?
Objection
Grounds.
irrelevant. Asked and answered.
Grounds.
Sustained for those reasons. Also as to the form of the question.
Just for the record, it wasn't asked and answered. Just for the record.
Next question, please.
Do you yourself know if there even is a plaintiff in this matter?
Objection argumentative.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
No further questions.
Thank you, sir. Any redirect?
No, I'd ask that Mr. Amerson be excused, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. You may step down. And you are excused. Go ahead.
State call Leonard Miller.
morning, Mr. Miller. If you would please make your way to the witness stand, which is to my right. It is up one riser. When you get there, please remain standing. Raise your right hand. My clerk, Teresa, who's on my left, will swear you in.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat.
Thank you.
First thing I will ask you to do is to state your first and last names for the record and then spell each.
Leonard Miller, Leonard, Miller, Miller.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Mr. Miller, on November 21 of 2021, where did you reside?
Overruled. The witness may answer.
126 Central Avenue,
And that's here in the city of Waukesha?
Waukesha, yes.
Okay. Do you have any home security systems in place at your residence, sir?
Objection, speculative.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
Yes, I have 2 doorbell cameras and a floodlight cam.
Are you able to record the events that are captured on the security camera?
Yes.
And can those recordings be shared with others?
Yes.
At some point, shortly after November 21 of 2021, were you contacted by the Waukesha Police Department?
It was actually that evening.
Okay. Tell us about it, please.
Well, actually, after everything transpired, I just got done setting up my Christmas lights, and I was in the house, and my wife came down from taking a shower, and I said, let's go look at the lights. We stepped outside. Well, we started to step out the front door, and there was actually a SWAT team in our front yard.
Okay.
So I said, we're not going to look at the lights now. So then, after a little bit, I started looking through my cameras, and I noticed somebody running up my driveway on the one camera.
Did you
So
recognize the person?
I did not.
Okay.
Sorry.
Hold on, there's been an objection. So overruled. His answer may stand. If there are further objections, please wait until I rule on them before you
Sorry.
answer. That's okay. Thank you.
Okay, so you saw somebody on the recording that you did not recognize.
Correct.
Objection, leave.
What?
Hold on. Overruled.
Action, answer.
It's foundational. I'll allow it, but please move on.
Just asked and answered already.
What did
Go
you,
ahead.
What did you do when you saw that, sir?
I called the Waukesha Police Department, and a short while later, a couple officers came over and walked through my property into the garage and made sure nobody was there. Then about an hour or so later, I believe it was a detective called me and asked if I could send them the copy of the video.
Did you do that?
I did.
Prior to doing that, did you alter the content of the video in any fashion, sir?
No,
Overruled. The witness may answer. Go ahead.
I did not. I have no way of, I wouldn't know how to.
Okay. How did you send it to the police officers?
Via email?
Okay. I'm going to put up on your screen next to you Exhibit 159, please. This is a 20-second clip, and I'm going to play it for you at regular speed, and then I'll ask you a question, okay?
Sure.
Said 159.
Exhibit 159 is what I wrote down. And yes. Go ahead.
Mr. Miller, is that the recording you provided to the Waukesha Police Department?
Yes.
Do you believe this is a true and accurate depiction of the events at your home on November 21 of 2021?
Objection, relevancy.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes.
In the upper right-hand corner of the recording, I noticed there's a date and time stamp. Do you see that?
Objection leading.
Do you believe that was
Hold on,
accurate
overruled.
reflection? I'm sorry.
There's, the witness's answer may stand. Go ahead, next question.
Do you believe the date and time stamp on the recording are accurate, sir?
Yes.
And what, if you could read, please, the date and time stamp on Exhibit 159.
November 21st, 2021, 04:48:16 p.m.
Move to omit Exhibit 159, Your Honor.
Objection relevancy.
Overruled. Exhibit 159 is received.
I don't have any other questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Any cross, sir?
Yes, briefly.
Go ahead when you're ready.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Miller.
Good morning.
Before today, it would be fair to assume that you saw that footage before today.
Yes.
And you stated a little bit earlier that when stepping out to view the Christmas lights, you noticed a SWAT team in your yard?
Correct.
What do you mean by SWAT team?
Fully armed, rifles in hand, helmets on, officers in my front yard. And on the street of my front yard. I should clarify that, in the street of my front yard.
Did you notice any vehicle that they may have been in at that time?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that question, please?
Did you notice at the time that you observed the SWAT team in your yard, did you notice any vehicle that they may have been in at that time?
I did observe a squad car down the street. Whether it was theirs or not, I cannot say for sure.
And do you recall what police agency you turned the video footage over to?
Yeah, it was the Waukesha Police Department.
Do you remember the name of the officer that you turned the video footage over to?
I am sorry, I do not.
Do you recall filing a report at that time?
No report was made.
So it'd be fair to say the extent of your interaction with law enforcement was strictly about the video footage?
Correct.
Do you recall if law enforcement followed up with you about the footage?
I don't believe so.
Did you yourself follow up with law enforcement about the video footage?
I did not.
And do you recall when you were subpoenaed to testify in this matter?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the first part of your question.
I'm sorry. I have a bit of a cold, so
Sure.
Do you recall when you were subpoenaed to testify in this matter?
I can't remember the exact date, but it was a few weeks ago.
And when you received the subpoena, did you follow up with the district attorney's office? I'm assuming that that's who served the subpoena.
I did.
Do you recall whom you spoke with?
I do not recall the name. Sorry.
Did you yourself file any claims in relation to this matter?
I have not.
Do you know of anyone who filed a claim in relation to this matter?
Personally, no.
To the best of your recollection, do you recall being contacted by the plaintiff in this matter?
Other than regards to the summons, no.
And you made reference to the summons.
Or subpoena, rather.
What was the plaintiff's name on the subpoena?
I believe so.
Do you recall what that name was?
State of Wisconsin.
Have you ever had any interactions with the state of Wisconsin?
Objection.
Grounds.
Irrelevant, vague, argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained.
For those reasons, Your Honor, or
Sustained. Yes.
being that you identified the state of Wisconsin as the plaintiff, have they ever reached out to you in any way?
Objection.
Grounds.
Sustained is to the form of the question.
Have you ever had any personal interaction with the state of Wisconsin?
Objection. Vague,
Grounds.
irrelevant, argumentative.
Grounds.
Sustained.
For those reasons stated by.
Yes.
Would you yourself classify the plaintiff that you identified, state of Wisconsin? Would you classify them as a living human being?
Objection.
Grounds.
Vague, irrelevant, argumentative.
Sustained for those reasons.
Would it be fair to say that a state cannot be a human being?
It could be argued philosophically, I guess, yes.
And
But I don't know. No.
no?
Personally, no. But philosophically, I suppose you could argue that the state is a person.
The state, one state?
I suppose it could be argued.
And with determination, how did you come to that determination?
Objection. He said he did. No, Your Honor, that's a misstatement of his testimony.
Sustained is to the form of the question. It's also not relevant.
Do you see the state of Wisconsin present in the courtroom today?
Objection. Irrelevant.
Grounds.
Sustained. Not relevant.
What was the last part, Your Honor?
Not relevant.
Have you ever seen the state of Wisconsin at any time?
Objection.
Grounds.
Argumentative.
Grounds.
Irrelevant.
Sustained for those reasons.
What reasons I didn't hear?
For those reasons, it was also asked previously, and I sustained the objection.
That question wasn't asked previously, for the record. So to the best of your knowledge, is the state of Wisconsin an injured party in this matter?
Your Honor, I object and
Grounds.
ask you to direct the defendant to move on.
Grounds.
The objection
I think the
is
judge
sustained
has to do that, not
pursuant-
the DA.
The objection is sustained. Next question, please.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the reason for the sustain.
It's not relevant.
Your Honor, I object to it not being relevant. He clearly stated
Mr.
the
Brooks,
plaintiff.
please move on. I've made my ruling. Thank you.
I don't know how that's not relevant. Seems to me that there's no plaintiff.
I remind the jury to disregard comments made by the parties. They are not evidence.
There's no plaintiff. No further questions.
Thank you, sir. Any redirect?
No, I'd ask that Mr. Miller be excused, please.
Sir, thank you. You may step down and you are excused.
Thank you.